In a town of about 5,000 people at the far western edge of Michigan's Upper Peninsula, you can still find century-old homes with hardwood floors and wraparound porches selling for less than the price of a new pickup truck, 18 miles from the icy blue water of Lake Superior. That town is coming up at number 1, and once you hear what else it offers, you'll understand why so many retirees quietly slip away there and never look back. Today, we're counting down 20 Michigan towns where retirement doesn't mean giving up beauty, community, or your savings. Before we get into the list, let's be honest with each other, because that's the whole point of this channel. Every town here is real. Every price range reflects what we could actually confirm through recent listings and public records, and where a solid number wasn't available, I'll tell you plainly instead of guessing. And every single one of these towns has a catch. Cold winters, long drives to specialists, a local economy that's seen better days. I'm not going to hide that from you, because you deserve the full picture before you pack a single box. Quick favor before we dive in: if you dream about a slower, cheaper, more beautiful chapter of life, hit subscribe so you don't miss the next one. And drop a comment telling me what state or town you're watching from right now. Number 20 is Iron Mountain, tucked against the Wisconsin border in the western Upper Peninsula. It's a hilly, forested town built on old iron mining routes, and the views from Millie Hill's scenic lookout stretch for miles over pine ridges and rooftops. Winters are long and genuinely cold, with heavy snowfall that keeps local ski hills busy. So this one suits retirees who actually like 4 real seasons. Confirmed pricing was hard to pin down here, but locals consistently describe housing as some of the least expensive in the region. The catch is isolation, since the nearest larger city is hours away. Let's head toward the thumb. Number 19 is Bad Axe, the county seat of Huron County. As of last September, the median listing price sat right around $199,000, genuinely affordable by any national standard. Port Crescent State Park gives you sandy Lake Huron beaches just a short drive away, and Verona Hills Golf Club keeps retirees busy on weekday mornings. The catch is flat, quiet farmland stretching in every direction, which some find peaceful and others find a little empty. Next stop, the Huron shoreline itself. Number 18 is Rogers City, sitting directly on Lake Huron with easy access to Black Lake, Mullet Lake, and Burt Lake, all popular with anglers. The Rogers City Theater anchors a small but lively downtown, and the pace of life is unhurried in the best way. Confirmed price data was limited, but residents describe costs as comfortably below the state average. The catch is a shrinking population and an economy still adjusting after the decline of the limestone quarry that once employed much of the town. Moving south along the same shoreline. Number 17 is Tawas City, a small nautical town wrapped around Tawas Bay with the historic Tawas Point Light standing watch over the water. The beaches here are wide, soft, and far less crowded than the Lake Michigan side of the state. Reliable price data was scarce for this one too, though locals report housing well within reach for most retirement budgets. The catch is seasonal swings. Summer brings tourists and traffic. Winter brings a very quiet, very cold stretch. Let's head inland. Number 16 is Clare, right in the heart of the Lower Peninsula near the Roscommon State Forest and its well-loved Lost Twins Trail. As of last September, the median listing price came in around $237,500. Firefly Golf Links gives retirees a relaxed course without the country club price tag, and the surrounding state forest offers genuinely peaceful hiking. The catch is distance from major medical centers, though My Michigan Medical Center Clare has picked up regional recognition for its care. Next, we head toward the Detroit River. Number 15 is Trenton, a downriver community along Lake Erie with a median listing price around $269,900 as of last fall. What makes Trenton different from most of this list is proximity. Metro Detroit's hospitals, airport, and culture are close, while Trenton itself keeps a smaller waterfront feel. The catch is exactly that closeness. Traffic and cost of living creep upward the nearer you get to Detroit, even if Trenton itself stays reasonable. Let's swing back toward the middle of the state. Number 14 is Marshall, about 40 minutes from Lansing, with a median listing price near $274,000 last September. Historic Bridge Park lets you walk across genuine 19th century covered bridges, and the Waterloo State Recreation Area isn't far for hiking and fishing. Oaklawn Hospital has served the community since the 1920s, so healthcare access is solid for a town this size. The catch is a fairly conservative, close-knit social scene that can take time to break into if you're moving from somewhere larger. Onward to Gratiot County. Number 13 is Alma, where the Pine River winds straight through town and offers some of the best canoeing in the region. Last September, the median listing price sat around $179,500, one of the more affordable numbers on this whole list. My Michigan Medical Center Alma is a 97-bed teaching hospital right in town, which matters more than people expect once you're in your 70s. The catch is a modest, working-class downtown that hasn't been polished up for tourists, so don't expect boutique shopping. Let's head to the coast. Number 12 is Bay City, sitting where the Saginaw River meets Saginaw Bay. Bay City State Park protects nearly 2,000 acres of wetlands, with boardwalks and observation towers that birdwatchers genuinely love. And winter walleye fishing on the bay draws a loyal crowd. Confirmed pricing was inconsistent enough that I won't cite a number, but the general cost of living here runs well under the national average. The catch is an industrial edge to parts of town, a leftover from its manufacturing history that hasn't fully transformed. Heading up the Lake Michigan coast now. Number 11 is Manistee, where the Manistee River meets Lake Michigan in a genuinely gorgeous Victorian downtown. Recent home sales have landed around $278,000. The Ramsdale Theater, an ornate 1903 opera house, still hosts live performances, and the Riverwalk downtown is one of the prettiest in the state. The catch is a limited winter economy, since much of the local business leans on summer tourism, which means some shops and restaurants scale back once the snow flies. Just up the coast now. Number 10 is Ludington, where the Pere Marquette River empties into Lake Michigan. Recent sale prices have run around $278,000 as well. The SS Badger, a historic car ferry, still crosses Lake Michigan from here. And Stearns Park Beach gives you 2,500 feet of sand a short walk from downtown. Ludington State Park adds dunes and the trail out to Big Sable Point Lighthouse. The catch is heavy summer tourist traffic that can make the town feel like a different place from June through August. Let's swing down to the southwest corner. Number 9 is St. Joseph, perched on a bluff above Lake Michigan with home values averaging around $434,000. The priciest entry so far. That price buys you Silver Beach, the restored Silver Beach Carousel, and the Krasel Art Center a short walk from the water. This is the trade-off in action: beauty and walkability at a genuine cost. The catch is obvious: this is not a budget town, and property taxes climb along with the views. Let's head to a more affordable lakeside option. Number 8 is Holland, on Lake Macatawa near Lake Michigan's eastern shore. The median home price runs around $300,000, still below the national median. Windmill Island Gardens fills with tulips every spring, and the historic Dazwan Windmill still grinds grain the traditional way. Grand Rapids is about 40 minutes away for specialized medical care, which retirees appreciate. The catch is tourist crowds during tulip time in May, when the town's population briefly multiplies and parking becomes a genuine sport. Onward to Michigan's Little Bavaria. Number 7 is Frankenmuth, a Bavarian-style town along the Cass River with a median home price around $350,000. Nearly 30% of residents are 65 or older, the highest share on this list, so you'll find no shortage of peers. Bronner's Christmas Wonderland spans 27 acres and stays open most of the year, and the covered bridge over the Cass River is a favorite evening walk. The Catch is a town built heavily around tourism, so daily life can feel like living inside an attraction. Charming to some, exhausting to others. Let's head north along the bay. Number 6 is Petoskey, rising from Little Traverse Bay to a bluff-top downtown. The median home value lands around $320,000. Nearly 1 in 5 residents here is over 65, and the Gaslight Shopping District, with its brick sidewalks and old-fashioned lamps, gives the whole town a storybook feel. McLaren Northern Michigan Hospital earns strong regional marks for care. The catch is winter isolation, since heavy lake-effect snow can make some roads slow going for weeks at a time. Just up the shore now. Number 5 is Charlevoix, squeezed onto a narrow strip of land between Lake Charlevoix and Lake Michigan. The median home value sits near $365,000. Builder Earl Young's famous stone mushroom houses, built between 1918 and the 1950s, still draw visitors to quiet residential streets. And a ferry from downtown reaches Beaver Island, the largest island in Lake Michigan. About 1 in 4 residents is 65 or older. The catch is summer congestion, when the Venetian Festival and boat traffic through the channel briefly overwhelm this tiny town. Almost to the top now. Number 4 is Traverse City, the liveliest entry on this list, home to roughly 15,700 people, nearly a quarter of them over 65. The median home value runs close to $400,000, the steepest price tag here. Cherry orchards and vineyards ring the hills, the National Cherry Festival fills the waterfront every July, and Munson Medical Center is regionally regarded as high-performing. The catch is straightforward. You're paying for the busiest calendar and the best amenities on this list, and it shows in the price. Now, before we reach the top 3, I want to pause for a second. If a channel like this one is useful to you, that subscribe button genuinely helps more than you'd think. Places like these rarely show up in glossy tourism ads or real estate marketing because there's no budget behind promoting a town of 5,000 people. Subscribing costs you nothing, but it helps this kind of research reach the next person quietly looking for a way out of an expensive zip code. Now, let's get into the towns that made this whole list worth making. Number 3 is Marquette, the largest city in the Upper Peninsula and a genuine port town on the shore of Lake Superior. The median home value lands around $245,000, remarkably reasonable given the setting. Northern Michigan University keeps the local economy and cultural calendar active year-round, with lectures, sports, and events open to the wider community. The rugged Lake Superior shoreline nearby offers sea caves, cliffs, and some of the most dramatic scenery in the entire state. The catch is winter, and I mean real winter, with lake-effect snowfall that regularly buries the region for months. If you can handle the cold, this is one of the best values on the list. Number 2 is Menominee, a historic port city where the Menominee River meets Green Bay on Lake Michigan. Confirmed 2020 census figures put the population at 8,488. And the average home value here comes in around $163,000, genuinely one of the lowest on this entire countdown. The Menominee North Pier Lighthouse still marks the harbor entrance, and the compact historic downtown is full of well-preserved brick storefronts and small independent shops. This is a quiet river town built for people who want peace without giving up character. The catch is a modest local job market and a fairly limited selection of specialty healthcare, meaning some residents drive across the state line to Green Bay, Wisconsin for certain services. Now, for the town that opened this whole video. Number 1 is Ironwood, at the far western edge of Michigan's Upper Peninsula, home to roughly 5,000 people. This is the town where century-old homes with hardwood floors and generous front porches can still sell for a fraction of what similar character costs almost anywhere else in the country, sitting just 18 miles from trails that hug the shore of Lake Superior. The Finnish Heritage Center downtown honors the Finnish immigrants who shaped this community, with a small museum and cultural programming that still runs today. The Black River National Scenic Byway threads north from town past a string of genuine waterfalls, quiet lake beaches, and hiking trails that stay uncrowded even in peak season. The historic Ironwood Theater keeps a full calendar of live performances running year-round, giving retirees a real cultural anchor without driving hours for it. This is a town built for people who want nature, affordability, and a close, tight-knit community all in the same place, without the crowds that come with Michigan's more famous lakeside towns. And the catch, because there's always one, is winter. Ironwood sits in one of the snowiest corners of the entire Midwest, with heavy lake-effect snowfall that shapes daily life for nearly half the year. If you love real seasons and don't mind shoveling, this might be the most quietly perfect retirement town in the state. None of these 20 towns stayed affordable by accident. Everyone made a trade somewhere, whether that's distance from a major hospital, a short tourist season propping up the local economy, or winters that test your patience and your snow shovel. That's exactly why the people who choose these places tend to stay. They know what they're signing up for, and they've decided quiet mornings, low property taxes, and actually knowing your neighbors are worth more than convenience. Retirement in Michigan was never really about finding a perfect town. It was about finding the trade-off you're genuinely willing to live with. So tell me honestly in the comments, which of these 20 towns would you actually move to, and why? And if you live in one of them, or somewhere nearby that deserves a spot on a future list, say so. I read every comment, and this channel gets better with your help. Thanks for spending this time with me, and I'll see you in the next one.